Good evening from Alton Towers Resort, where tonight I'm going to take you for a look around all the latest Nemesis updates. Some of those include the new track arriving on the car park and all of the on-site construction from Nemesis. So with that said, join me here from Alton Towers for all the latest Nemesis construction. After many months of anticipation, Nemesis Sub-Terra finally reopened here at Alton Towers on the 27th of May, so I can finally put a closure to all of the updates that I've been doing over the past few months, and even last year I was doing these Sub-Terra updates. So there we go, Nemesis Sub-Terra has finally reopened and put us a nice close to all the updates that I've been doing. But there's still plenty of updates to get down here from Nemesis. You've still got all the hashtag Seek the Truth branding down here, and Nemesis Sub-Terra only adds to the hype of Nemesis reopening for 2024. They've discovered an egg, they've taken it in, and it's pretty much the same story of Nemesis Sub-Terra. If you do want more information about that, go and check out the dedicated Nemesis Sub-Terra review, because you'll see more of the storyline and what to expect from the inside of that attraction and how it sort of links to Nemesis. Talking of Nemesis, these construction walls have once again been taken away, so we can get into the site again, which is great to see. I've sort of, appreciate Alton Towers actually going to the effort of taking this down, putting it up, taking it out, putting it up, because it's probably quite a hassle, to be honest, but nice to see that they've done that. Still got all the branding and the symbols on there, which is nice as well. But yeah, I just wanted to mention as well, this Nemesis sign, you can see behind it the old Nemesis logo that they used to have. Of course, this Nemesis logo was introduced many years ago, but it's not the original. I'll put an image of the original logo up now for you. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether they bring that back. Me personally, I don't think they'll bring that logo back. From what we've seen with Nemesis Sub-Terra, it looks like they're planning to keep that because, of course, the new Nemesis logo, Nemesis Sub-Terra logo, and that new logo, I mean, it looks like Alton Towers are planning to keep the Nemesis logo. Of course, that all depends, really, if Nemesis Sub-Terra is a long-term investment for them, because if Nemesis Sub-Terra is only open for this season, then they could use any logo they want, really. But in my opinion, I don't think Nemesis Sub-Terra is short-term. From what I've seen from the inside of that attraction, it does look like it's going to be something long-term here at Alton Towers. Still got all the branding on the outside, the scientific testing by the Phalanx, which is nice to see. Haven't taken down all of those signs. Let's have a little look though into the main event, the construction site itself. And yeah, not really much has changed from here, to be honest. I'm not going to go on the viewing platform today because the park's closed, so obviously I can't get up there. But also, to be honest, there's not really too much to see from the viewing platform. You can't really see much of the new track being installed, so there's no point really. All that still remains. I mean, from what we've seen, they're not really doing anything to this entrance, so I know that would probably be one of the last steps that they do, but I think they'll probably keep a lot of that the same. As I've said in my previous updates, I love to see some track go in front of there, the old Nemesis track, maybe painted black, or just keep it old. All the queue lines still intact as well. Let's just have a little look up. The lift hill's still there. They've been doing a lot of work to the lift hill recently as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see when they paint that up and how it looks compared to the new track, which we'll have a look at a little bit later on. You can see there as well the foundations going in for the first drop of the ride as well, just there. And we'll go into this hole just here. Yeah, not really much to see, to be honest. All the fencing and railings, it all pretty much remain, to be honest. I know they've been working on the foundations quite a lot up towards the back end of Nemesis as well. So they've been doing a lot of foundation work really over the past few weeks. No real major track installations, but it's all about the foundations, because once they get those done, they can then start installing all of the track really and getting that done. And once all the foundations for the ride are done, it'll be a pretty quick process from what we've seen getting the track installed. I mean, it was only a few months ago that the track arrived, about a month or two ago that the track arrived. They literally did all the foundations for the back end of this ride, and yeah, installed the track really quickly, like in a week's time. All that track on the back end and the turnaround section was installed. So if they carry on doing that for the rest of the ride, we're in for a quick process. But yeah, quite a big update actually from in here that I've just seen. You can see the footers just there, or some more foundations for a track support. Yeah, that looks like sort of the base that they'll then put the pillars on, or the supports on, and then screw it into that base just there. And also you've got another one of those just there as well, over there in the distance towards the digger. But yeah, it didn't look too long until they're putting some supports on those just there. Yeah, but it shows you just how deep these foundations are for Nemesis. I mean, look at that. Really deep. Some more of the foundations. I mean, it is, really small updates, but it's this that will just you know, we'll look back on this and think, wow, you know, it's now got all this new track and look how it started. There we go. I'm not going to bore you too long with that, but yeah, not too long I don't think until we'll be getting some supports there. All this as well has remained open. They've taken all the construction walls down from there. It's great that Alton Towers have been so open about this and letting us view all of the construction, and I don't think anyone could have predicted that there was going to be this much branding, the reopening of Sub-Terra. I don't think anyone could predict that this would be all linked to Nemesis. I mean, they've done a really great job with it. We'll head round this corner now and check out all the other updates for Nemesis. Now behind these construction walls lies a pretty big update that I did not see coming this fast, and that is all to do with the station. Now if you're wondering, what's he talking about? There's no difference to the station. Well, let me zoom in for you and I'll give you a few seconds to guess what the update is. Have you got it yet? Let me know in the comments. But the update is that the track has been removed from the station. Now it wasn't a real track, but it was the track that acted as like the tentacles for the Nemesis beast. That's all been removed. If I zoom out and go to this side just here, you can see that that tentacle track lies just there. So they've already taken that apart and just put it to the side there next to the new track. There you go, you get quite a good comparison of the new track and the to remove all the sort of bin bags or whatever wrapped around it. But yeah, did not see that coming that quickly. I think this shows how much work is going to be actually taking place to the station. I mean, look, they've ripped back all of the material there, like all the styrofoam and everything that makes up the station. Ripped that all back to just like the blue bags just there. Completely ripped back. I mean, that just shows how much work. Even that one to the left there, there's been work taking place to that. And even, yeah, that whole tent, I can't believe that whole, I just cannot believe at all. Like in my last update, I was saying how they were going to see some major updates. And look, they've already removed the tentacle for the station of the Rhine. Just down there, that's been removed for quite a long time, that exit ramp. But to the left, you can see there a support beam as well. Not too sure what that's for. It's not definitely not a Nemesis support, roller coaster support. Could be potentially for the station of the Rhine. Not too sure about that. But this shows that plenty of work will be happening to the station. A whole new re-theme for the station, I think. I mean, look, they've already removed that track piece. It's now laying in rest over there. And I mean, they've kept it pretty much intact. So it'll be interesting to see whether they're going to reuse that. But it shows just how much work is taking place to the station. There's also a look at the new track. We've seen loads of videos of the new track by now. But there's a reminder of what it looks like. But we'll head around this corner now and check out the new track installation towards the end of the ride as well. Here's a look then at the newly installed track. Won't bore you with this too much because I've done quite a few updates with the new track. Red vein design going along the side, black track. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, I think it's great to see a new lease of life to Nemesis. Looks like they've put all the bolts in there as well and it looks ready to go. Get the train on there and send it. I can't wait to see the newly designed trains for Nemesis. Now, considering the track is black and they've got the red vein design on there, could we see something similar with the trains? Now we know Nemesis at this point will be getting new trains by B&M. Not too sure on the restraint style. I'm fingers crossed, honestly, that it's not vest restraints. I find them comfortable. The thing is with vest restraints, I find them comfortable when they're new, but when they're old and worn down like Swarm, I find them quite comfy, but I still hope that they don't have the vest restraints because Nemesis was so good with its old restraints. Felt so much more free than having the vest restraints. But yeah, talking about the train design on here, I think we're going to see black trains, red vein design going like down it, like trickling down, almost like raindrops. And I think it will be a very sleek design, just like the track as well. So whether you're a fan or not of the track, you must admit that it is great to see it getting the work and care that Nemesis really deserves. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see about the train design on here. I'm very excited to see it. Once again there, you can see where the old track meets the new track. And it'd be good to see like what sort of paint they use on the old track. I know this sounds really geeky, but what sort of paint they use on the old track to get it to look like that brand new fabricated track by B&M Rides, one of the best manufacturers in the business. With that. But yeah, really interesting to see the trains. Probably see two trains on Nemesis. Two trains on Nemesis. But yeah, it's great to see all the new track just there with the vane design. Won't bother heading round the corner because you've seen all the new track by now. But yeah, you can see there and quite a lot of work happening. We haven't seen new track installed, I'm going to be honest, but there's loads of different like foundation work happening, which is great to see as well. Oh, my cable there. Loads of different foundation work that's happening, and this will all be prepared because once, you know, they've got all the foundations done, it'll be so quick. Honestly, getting the supports, getting the track in there, it's like building a jigsaw. I make it sound easier than it actually is, but yeah, once the supports are done, like down here, once the supports and concrete supports are done, then they just put the pillars down, secure it all, then get the track up there. I'm no engineer, but you know, it sounds like the supports and the concrete pouring and everything is the hard part, and once they've done that, it's like building a jigsaw. Anyone can do it. I'm only joking. We'll head out of the park now and get the updates from outside on the car park, because new track and supports have arrived here at Alton Towers. I'm not just talking about a few, there are plenty of track and supports. And by the way, if you do want to come and you live nearby Alton Towers and you just want to pop in and see, I don't know, go in the roller coaster restaurant and, you know, look at the new Nemesis construction, then you literally can just drive in. If you have a Merlin pass, just scan your pass for parking, come in, and yeah, this area, Forbidden Valley, is open to the public because of the roller coaster restaurant, which is open until a little bit later on. So yeah, if you do want to get the Nemesis updates, feel free to come into Alton Towers and yeah, film all the construction. But we'll head out of the park now and get a look at the new track on the car park. So yeah, just before we exit Alton Towers Resort, here's a look at all the new track for Nemesis here laying on the car park. You've got some of the lorries and flatbeds just at the back with some supports on, but mainly they've been mostly laid out just here on the car park. You can see they've also protecting the Nemesis track, making sure the paintwork don't get damaged by putting them on these like support steel beams here as well. So yeah, it's all protected. The paintwork won't wear off or anything like that, but really like the track design. You can see just how smooth the black paint looks as well. Like, look at that. Really nice. And yeah, this will look really good when it's all erected in the next few days. It's hard to sort of tell where the track pieces go. I mean, I'm not that much of a sort of engineer that I know exactly where these sort of pieces are going to go in the track layout, but you can sort of see some information about each track piece there. No idea what it means. If you do know, let me. There's some supports for the ride. I assume this will be sort of towards the end that we saw, where the foundations were going in, towards that sort of starting section of the ride or mid section of the ride. So I assume a lot of these will be going in that place. The vane design I like. I think close up it looks a lot more different to what it looks up far away, but it still looks nice. Don't get faded. Yeah, it still looks nice. I like the vane design. If we come around this corner as well, you can see some of the supports that are all stacked up, which I thought was quite interesting when I was coming into the resort this morning. Yeah, look at all these supports just stacked up on top of each other there. Yeah, really nice. And yeah, unfortunately, the Phalanx trucks didn't last long. They are just Mercedes trucks now, unfortunately, ladies and gents. No Phalanx branding on there anymore. They've still got all the supports here for Nemesis. Track looks brilliant. You've got C over there as well. You've got some of the track that's arrived on the flatbeds. I mean, car park, so hopefully in the next few days, in the next few weeks, they'll get these installed, because really they've got quite a lot here. Like they've got quite a few track pieces. Probably got about, you know, 6 maybe from what I can see, 7 potentially different pieces of track. And you know, these aren't just, you know, Lego pieces. These have got been put in properly, installed by engineers, so it's gonna, you know, take them a while to transport it over there. They usually do this in the dark, so it's hard to capture these being installed. I would love to come here to Alton Towers one day and actually see these being installed by the huge crane over there, which may I mention, let me put a photo in for you now. It's now got the Phalanx support unit on, or lifting units on. So yeah, nice to see that they're themed in the crane. Steve Foster's cranes, everyone. But yeah, you can also see here the red vane design, which is on top of the track as well, which is a nice little detail. Overall, the track is nice to see it all laid out here. It'll be only in a few days time, really, a few weeks time, when this track will be installed. The rate of progress of this project is really good, and I'm really excited to see all this track being installed here at Alton Towers. And the great thing is, it's right by the hotels. I say right by, it's sort of over there. You can walk here if you live, if not living in the hotel, if you're living in the Alton Towers Hotel, or staying in the hotel, you can come over here, walk, take a look at the track, head in the roller coaster restaurant, check out the construction site. It's all very open. Love how open Alton Towers have been about this project, and yeah, it's very exciting to see the future of it as well. I mean, look at that track there being supported by that wooden post. There we go. One support beam for the track. But yeah, very exciting. Not going to go on too much about it. New track for Nemesis. Won't be surprised to see this track being installed in the next few weeks here at the resort. So there we go, all of the latest construction updates down here from Nemesis at Alton Towers. Plenty of work happening. I think there's going to be even more work on the station than what we expected. As you've seen from the footage, they're ripping out all of like the Nemesis tentacles. So I think there's quite a lot of work happening on the station. I don't want them to completely rip it. I think it holds a lot of memories for people. However, it's exciting times for Nemesis. The backstory is only being built even more with the reopening of Nemesis Sub-Terra, which opened here at the resort on the 27th of May. That's open, giving us even more backstory to Nemesis. If you do want to find out more about Nemesis Sub-Terra, go and check out the in-depth review that I filmed here on the channel in the opening day vlog from that attraction, because it gives even more away what we can expect when Nemesis reopens here at the resort. New track arriving on the car park day by day. It seems week by week more like. It seems more track is arriving here at Alton Towers, and I'm all for it. Hopefully in the next few weeks this track will then be transported onto the site via the Phalanx support unit, which has been themed the crane. They've themed the crane, which is very good. But yeah, hopefully that will be then transferred into the actual construction site, and then of course put in to the places that it needs to be put in. But yeah, there we go. It's the rate of progress for this project is really good. It's going so fast, and I'm so happy that like Nemesis is getting the care that it really deserves. And in 2024, not too long away now, we'll be heading back on Nemesis. I won't be surprised if by Scarefest we have a nearly fully constructed Nemesis at all. But with that said, if you did enjoy the video, do consider subscribing. Plenty more Nemesis updates on the way for you. In the next vlog here on the channel will be a full Alton Towers general vlog, checking out the ride, checking out ride availability and all the updates from around the resort. But with that said, if you did enjoy the video, do consider subscribing. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think to the new track and what vlogs you'd like to see here in the future of the channel. Always up to visiting new parks. Got a Portaventura trip booked later this year, getting my first ever rides on Shambhala, Dragon's Khan and all the different coasters and rides over at Portaventura. Would you like to see Fantasy Island, Flamingo Land next on the channel? Let me know what you would like to see. I'm always up to visiting new parks and visiting existing parks. Haven't been to Flamingo Land for quite a few years now, so I'd like to get back there and check out the new coaster Sick. But with that said, I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.